The Democrats these last few days have thrown out two main talking points: weird and the single childless women point. And my argument is those are the exact same story. There are two attacks that were unveiled at the same time because they are the same. Here's what I mean. Let's start with the weird, just so we're on the same page. So there was like a couple weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks, when the media and the Democrats were in total free fall. They had no idea what to do, and they were freaking out, and it was awesome. It was great. They were like, media was like kind of telling the truth for a minute, and the Democrats didn't know what to do, and we were on the offense, and they had no idea what was happening. They got their footing back. They're back. They're back in codes, and they've decided. The media and the Democrats have decided to call Republicans, and J.D. Vance in particular, weird.
Some of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird.
These guys are just weird. That's who they are.
As weird and creepy as J.D. Vance.
Super weird idea from J.D. Vance.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's quite weird. They're just plain weird.
Just plain weird.
Just plain weird.
That stuff is weird. They come across weird, and then they start being weird. Yeah, they're weird.
Being a really weird.
He's such a weirdo.
Donald Trump and his weirdo running mate, they're weird. Deeply and profoundly weird.
They are weird.
These Republicans just being weird, it's just weird. It's really weird.
Republican weirdness goes even deeper.
He said a lot of things that are weird, a weird style that he brings, weird policies. Let's start with the weird thing, because it is a thing.
Just plain weird.
What was weird was talking about Diet Mountain Dew. Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew?
You ever seen the guy laugh? That seems very weird to me that an adult can go through 6.5 years of being in the public eye. If he has laughed, it's at someone, not with someone. That is weird behavior.
Weird and cultish.
These are weird people on the other side.
He kind of doubled down on his weird ideas.
I think weird is probably generous.
Simply weird. These guys are just plain weird.
Vance as weird?
You know, as the campaign said, weird.
It really is just plain weird.
J.D. Vance, plain weird.
No,
I mean, I don't know how else you could read it.
Weird. It is kind of weird.
We're not afraid of weird people.
The other side, they're just weird.
Why are you being so weird? Vance has done something more extreme, more weird.
No matter what kind of weird stuff they keep saying.
Trump and Vance are just weird, in addition to being dangerous to democracy.
That's the weird part that's the most engaging.
Whom he addressed as my beautiful Christians, which was super weird.
Weird tech bro, J.D. Vance.
He's a weird guy.
J.D. Vance, uneasy and sort of weird.
Frankly, for lack of a better word, that he's weird.
Sarcastic remarks that aren't even funny, and he kind of shows that he can't really deliver a one-liner.
So, Sam, weird is the word here in terms of initial impressions from Vance to the American public.
Okay. That's like over a day, maybe 2 days of talking points from the media. Weird. So what do Republicans do in response? Well, we highlight all the ways that they are weird. And it's easy to do. We don't need to take time. Like, weird is one thing. Demonic is maybe another. Weird actually means, the origin of the word weird means related to witchcraft. We actually covered this in our podcast. I have a podcast called Politics by Faith. Everyone talks about John 3:16. No one ever quotes John 3:18. Everyone quotes John 3:16. A lot of people believe only focus on the sentiment of John 3:17. No one ever talks about John 3:18. So that's what we do. We did that yesterday on our episode of Politics by Faith, if you want more Bible thumping over there. But just to give one example of weird, just one. We can spend the whole day on it, which is kind of the point I want to make. George Takei, right? Super far lefty guy. He said, Trump and Vance are just too weird for America, and I attend Trek conventions. So here's this guy saying you're weird. George Takei was on the Howard Stern show for his 80th birthday with 6 naked guys from some off-Broadway show called Naked Boys Singing. And it was this whole, push-ups into genitalia, and it's like the gayest thing ever. You can, if you dare, you can search Howard Stern George Takei birthday, whatever, and you won't be able to look at it at work. And that guy is calling you weird because you believe the nuclear family is best for a flourishing society, a flourishing children, flourishing adults, and a flourishing nation. You're weird. You're weird for thinking that the ideal family situation is the one that everyone has always thought is the ideal family situation. Mom, dad, children, dog, whatever. Right? Those people. Now, one background thing to know about those people. To the activist left, their whole point, their whole purpose in life is to be weird. That's why they dye their hair green. That the whole point is to upend tradition, to upend the norm. There used to be ideals in society, the good, the beautiful, and the true, and they don't like that or can't live up to it or whatever the reason, and they then decide to destroy it. That's the whole point. To the point of being clownish. That's a term, if you read academic writing from these people, they use that term, clownish, to describe their activism. The point of the clown is to get under the skin of the establishments, to mock the establishment, mock what is good, beautiful, and true. That's how they get under the skin of conservatives, is by being in your face about it. That is drag queen story hour. You want to see an illustrative point of that? Drag queens. You want to see an illustrative point? See, that's not it. I can't. That's maybe how I pronounce it, but that doesn't work. Drag queen story hour is exactly what I'm talking about. If you really wanted to teach kids to be respectful of those who are different, then you have someone in a wheelchair read to kids. Even if you're some sort of freak and you want to teach kids about the different sexual orientations, then you have some normal-looking gay person up there. But they don't. See, normal. Oh, what is normal, Slater? Who are you to say what normal is? I'm upending what is normal. I'm upending. See the thing? But they don't. They don't do that. They bring in the clowns. Actually, there's a whole within the gay population. There's a whole criticism of Pete Buttigieg for being too normal, for looking too not gay. He's not one of them. He's not one of the activists because he's fitting into the traditional mold of heteronormative society. He's not wearing leather chaps, right? He's not being activisty enough. That's a conversation in the gay community. But they don't bring in Pete Buttigieg to talk to kids about sexual orientation. If you even must talk to children about sexual orientation, you absolute degenerate freak. But they don't. They bring in the clowns. They bring in the drag queens to your kids' school. Because they have to totally upend what is good, beautiful, and true. We touched a bit on this when we talked about the opening ceremonies at the Olympics the other day, directed by some queer guy who said the point was, so we made the point that it was a humiliation ritual. The point of it was to say, see, we're in charge, we control everything, and we're going to make you watch this. We're so in control of everything that we have taken this thing that you built. You people built the Olympics. You built it into something that is grand and spectacular and wonderful. And we've created this thing called the opening ceremonies, which is an opportunity to celebrate Siltius, Altius, Fortius, stronger, faster, higher, or whatever, and to celebrate excellence in athletics, and also to highlight this great city of ours that we're hosting the games in. Nice. It's a very nice thing. And they've taken it, and instead of just eliminating it, just blowing it up entirely, they queered it. That's a term. That's like a word they queer things. They queered the opening ceremony. That's their form of activism. To get under your skin. And that guy, the person who dressed as the naked blue guy, said, who, by the way, I don't know if he's doing this, but I guarantee you he will, this is all part of the thing, will now come out and claim to be a victim. I don't even know the guy's name, but I guarantee you, if you search his name today or tomorrow or whenever, it'll be naked blue man upset because he's criticized. Opening ceremony is criticized by establishment. It was essentially, it's like you knew exactly what you were doing. He even said, what fun would it be if this were not a polemic? A polemic is an attack. Like that's a little the word. Oh, let me look up polemic. Get you a good definition of polemic. An aggressive attack on the opinions or beliefs of another. He literally said, what good is, like, what fun is it if this isn't a polemic? If we're not having an opening ceremony that is an aggressive attack on the traditional norms of the world, what good am I as a queer person? That's the point, right? They need to upend the entire premise of what is good, beautiful, and true. Okay, so anyway, sorry, that was too much on the Olympics. But you see what I'm saying? Like, the point is to be weird. Like, that is their whole purpose. Like your purpose may be to glorify God. If you're not a Christian or whatever, your purpose is to do excellent work or whatever. Their purpose is to take what is good, beautiful, and true, take established norms of society and totally upend them. That is what gives them purpose.